Hello there, and welcome back to more Final Fantasy VI. Last time, we revisited Doma Castle to finally give Cayenne the chance to reconcile with all of his grievances and doubts. And because of this, he has become stronger than ever before, unlocking every single one of his remaining Bushidos. And you know what? I'm all for that. And today, we're going to be heading back to Thamasa, which we haven't been to in a hot minute, as I want to go ahead and give this episode's focus to Strago and Realm, as they really haven't had a full focus episode in a good while, and I think there's some pretty interesting stuff for us here in Thamasa, and we might as well go ahead and knock this out now, as everything else I want to do from this point onward after this segment, it requires a little bit more planning, and this is kind of like the last little bit before we really need to start thinking about who we bring to what encounters and dungeons. So let's go ahead and get this over with now. Now, I didn't really check the weapons shop all too much while I was here last time in Thamasa, but now that we have Shadow in our party, who's going to be with us for this episode, I want to go ahead and buy some Fuma Shurikens. We can see the difference between regular Shurikens, 86 damage, and Fuma Shurikens, which is 132. And because they aren't very pricey, and thanks to all my Velt grinding in the World of Balance, I can very comfortably buy 99 of these, which, honestly speaking, might be enough for the remainder of the playthrough if I'm wise enough with them. But Fuma Shurikens are going to be my main way of dealing damage with Shadow, so I'm going to be making sure that I've got that in spades. Now, in terms of armor, there's also stuff like the Mystery Veil. We can get more circlets, which everyone likes. Black Cowls are also quite nice for our dodge-based characters, though agility +1 from the circlet is also quite nice. The Luminous Robe is kind of outclassed already by the Behemoth suit, and the Diamond Vest is nice, but because it's just a strict defense increase, there are other pieces of armor that are better. I think grabbing a few circlets is actually not a bad idea. I would say maybe 3 more. I don't really think I need much more than that, as there will be other headpieces that come along that are just as good, if not better, than the circlet. Other than that, though, let's go ahead and take a quick look at the item shop. And I just want to real quick make sure I've got enough of everything. I want to buy maybe one more remedy, and let's go ahead and round out our tents to 20. Yeah, this looks pretty good. But I'm not here in Thamasa just for a little bit of an item trip. Yay, we're home! I'll be in the house, okay? You know, kids these days, so full of energy. I must be the only one getting old. No, Strago. It's just, it's you and me, buddy. Grandpa! You've gotta come quick! Gung-Ho's hurt! Gung-Ho? We heard about Gung-Ho earlier, and we actually talked to him in the World of Balance. Gung-Ho, hang in there! Who did this to you? It was Hydon, that legendary beast you and I used to hunt. Almost had him, too. Hydon? Gung-Ho. Strago, please. Avenge me. Oh. Grandpa, what are you just standing around for? You're right. I grew old and forgot about all about pursuing the dreams of my youth. Gung-Ho, I'm going after him. Grandpa? Grandpa, wait. You're not thinking of going all alone, are you? I need to face the thing I ran from all those years ago. I need to get the best of it. It's a matter of pride, dear. It's a matter of you being a stubborn old man. You're my grandpa. I can't just sit and watch while you make things harder for yourself than they have to be. I'm sorry, Realm. It means a lot to me that you care so much. But Hydon's a tough beast to track. Its name comes from the old word for hidden, after all. No one will ever find him if I don't go. To Ebot's Rock. Whew. Now, I know this is a serious moment and all, but if you weren't convinced of my amazing voice acting, then I don't know what will. Yeah, I'm not a professional voice actor. This is the best I can do. Regarding the team composition, I'll be bringing to go hunt down Hydon and Ebot's Rock. I'll be bringing Strago and Realm, who are basically required for this mission. Cayenne, who is fully reinvigorated and has new Bushidos, and I want to show this off. And obviously Shadow, who is basically a new party member that we haven't really gotten to see what he can really do since basically one of the earlier episodes of this series. Yeah, we got to use him a little bit in the floating continent, but it really wasn't all that much. Anyway, though, if we're going to go hunt down one of the greatest beasts that Strago has known about, I think it's best if we go ahead and rest up and make sure we're ready to go. So I've already done my purchasing when it comes to weapons, armor, and items, so I think with that good night's rest, we're ready to go. So we go ahead and hop onto the Falcon, and Ebot's Rock, thankfully, we now know is above ground, and thankfully, it is pretty easy to reach, as it's just slightly north of where Thamasa currently is. Now, you actually cannot enter Ebot's Rock naturally unless you have activated this quest. This entrance will be completely blocked off, so make sure you go ahead and grab this if you actually want to enter Ebot's Rock. Now, I would suggest saving before going into this dungeon, as it is a little unnatural. But honestly, there's nothing else for us to do but to head inside. Now, Ebot's Rock is, yeah, I mean, it's really not much here. This dungeon is somewhat random. As you push these buttons, you can kind of explore random areas of these caves. I'm hungry. Hungry, 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 hungry. Give me something to eat, or I won't let you through. I love me some coral. You got any on ya? Sorry, dude, I don't. Skinflint, get out of here. So, the main objective of this dungeon is to feed this treasure chest with some coral. So, we need to basically go and traverse the dungeon, which every single time I push on these pads will lead us to a new location. All of these treasure chests have coral in them, so we basically need to walk around, grab some coral, and eventually have enough to feed the treasure chest. 5 pieces of coral, quite nice. There are also some new enemies in here that I want to go ahead and see if I can fight against, as I want to grab them before I don't want to have to come back here. So we got Creature, Moonform. Oh, hello, that's a very interesting enemy design. Anyway, let's go ahead and set up a pretty standard auto battle. I guess I didn't really show off my team build. I guess I could do that after this encounter. Let's go and use some magic here. Shadow can just immediately begin throwing Fuma Shurikens. Flash Rain is a pretty dangerous ability here. Let's go ahead and use Eclipse with Cayenne. The Rain ability is an AoE magic attack, but honestly, I don't think we need to really worry about too much in terms of damage. Realm is going to be doing quite a bit of damage, and Fuma Shurikens are going to be cleaning up a lot of the excess enemies that only have around 2,000 HP. In terms of healing, I guess we can kind of leave that to Strago. I'll go ahead and showcase what I'm running in terms of gear, just real quick. Strago's running Holy Rod Flame Shield with a gold hairpin and earring, allowing him to cast a discounted magic at a decent level. Behemoth Suit and Circlet's pretty standard. Realm is running 2 earrings and pretty much the exact same setup as her grandfather. Cayenne is running the Murakumo with Gigas Gloves and Hyperist as his relics to allow him to do maximum physical attack damage. And Shadow is running the Hyperist and Alarm Earring to stop us from getting back attacked. And he has the Ichigeki if we run into any non-undead enemies to deal some pretty decent damage and potentially even instant kill them. Anyways, let's go ahead and move forward. I think there are maybe 6 enemies total that I need to find here. I don't know, my notes might be wrong. They've been wrong a few times in the past recent dungeons. Go ahead and push this button here. That leads us to... We're basically in a room that was identical to this one. Okay, these are repeat enemies. We got a preemptive strike, though. Let's see if we can get a Tempest going here. Now, these enemies are slowly killing themselves with basically a built-in bio system. So technically, you could just turtle strategy and let them take themselves down. But Tempest should be enough to deal with at least one of them. Nice. One of them was taken down. Fuma Shuriken should also take down the remaining HP. Nice. Yeah, Tempest was doing about 1,300 to 1,400 damage per tick. And since it was 4 hits, that would be what? Let's see here. Around 4,000 damage, around 5,000 damage, give or take. We have a save point right here, which is quite nice, but we don't have no real reason to use it. But there are some enemies that are in, like, non-coral rooms that don't have any coral in them, and I'm gonna see if I can find them. Okay, we've got a Medusa Chicken, which is such a funny enemy sprite. I think I've talked about these enemy sprites before, but just in case I haven't, they're one of my favorite enemy sprites in the entire game, just because of how stupid looking they are. I love them to bits. Let's see if we can get an Eclipse in here with Cayenne. We got Stench right there, which adds Confuse. Let's see if we can attack Realm to snap her out of it. Oh wait, I have the Ichigeki on, so I might accidentally instant kill it. Because I don't have the Memento ring on. So, Strago, can you finish off these enemies? Or maybe even Cayenne? Okay, Eclipse. Very cool animation. Okay, it didn't do that much, but that's okay. Oh, yep, there's the instant kill. There's the instant kill. Whoops. The Ichigeki just hasn't been working out for me this entire playthrough, man. I wonder if I should take that as a sign to not use it. 1,700 damage, not bad. Get level ups on Realm and Cayenne. Get Magic +2, Strength +2, quite useful. We use Sprago to heal everyone up. He has about an 800 HP group-wide healed, which is not bad. That'll be definitely useful enough. Let's go ahead and just leave the save room. I don't think I really need to use the tent right now. But I think I only need one more enemy to complete the bestiary here, but I might be wrong on that. Anyway, let's go ahead and grab this treasure chest. How many pieces of coral do I have? I'm guessing it's a key item. Yeah, 19. If I remember correctly, I need 23? 22, 23? So we need to do a little bit more exploring. Go ahead and push this button. Okay, I'm at 21 now. This treasure chest should be enough to get me to at least... Okay, that's 24. Yeah, that's perfect. So now I just gotta find my way out of here. Got more pieces of coral, but we also have a few more rooms that we can enter. We kind of have to find our way back to the treasure chest, which, hey, it's right there. I do have some coral on me, so here you go. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Corpulence is happiness, and I'm stuffed. Ooh. Move out of my way, you whippersnapper. Oh, right. You wanted to get through here, didn't you? Shouldn't have ate so much. The runaway sound effect. I mean, he seemed pretty active for being very full. Anyway, let's move forward. It's Hydon. Alright, well, you can technically leave right now. If you don't want to fight Hydon right immediately, you can just leave, find that save point, and go heal up. But you know what? I'm feeling pretty confident. So I'm going to go ahead and switch out Shadow's alarm earring, because that will be completely useless here, and give him... I'm thinking maybe Hermes sandals. There's a pretty easy way of beating Hydon. And realistically speaking, I don't think I really need all that much firepower. So, yeah, I think I'll win the Hermes sandals. Okay. Alright, let's do this. Alright, we're going up against Hydon and his 4 goons, 4 Erebuses. Now, each of these Erebus enemies have their own effects and status ailments and stats in general. So I'm not really going to be focusing on any of them individually. Instead, what I'm going to do is talk about Hydon. Hydon is undead, so standard stuff like healing them and whatnot will deal damage to them. Use fire magic if you want to deal some decent damage to him in any other way. Other than that, Hydon is mostly just here to completely overwhelm you with various attacks, and his Erebuses are going to be doing some pretty decent damage as well. The Erebuses kind of act like the tentacles from that fight in Figaro, though they don't stun you. They just are nuisances that all have various buffs and debuffs. We can use Haste Gun here to haste up everyone except for Shadow, and we're going to be using the Fuma Shurikens to kind of just deal with the Erebuses normally. We can use our good old buddy Strago here to deal most of our healing as we deal with the enemies naturally. And we can use Realm to deal some pretty decent damage, but we can also use her to cast stuff like Shell, which is going to be very important here soon. Oh, we got Bio right there. Let's go ahead and try to just shell as many people as possible. As there's Grand Delta, the very powerful attack that Hydon has access to, and probably was what took down Gung Ho. A very powerful attack that, thankfully, is something that Strago can learn. And as soon as you learn that, just chuck a Phoenix down at him. Phoenix down. 9,999 damage and kills him. Even though Realm took a hit for the team, I respect it. Strago will still learn the magic. There goes Hydon. Basically, the main idea here is to just take down the Erebus enemies and make sure you're healthy right before you do so. And then, bada bing, bada boom, you have Grand Delta, a very powerful lore ability. In fact, one of Strago's strongest, if not his strongest, lore abilities. And also Shadowland Blizzara, which is also there. We did it! I really beat Hydon! Oh, I have to tell Gung Ho he's been avenged. Gung Ho! Gung Ho! What's all the fuss? Can't an injured man get some rest? Gung Ho, listen to me. I defeated Hydon. You what? You beat Hydon? You're lying. Nope, he's not. He really did it. Oh, well, a little monster like Hydon could hardly expect to stand up to the likes of me. I can't believe it. It looks like I have to concede defeat. You showed me up, old man. Oh, by the way, how are your wounds healing, Gung Ho? Oh, my wounds! Yes, they're fine. So there I was, creeping through those caves that seemed to go on forever. I finally reached the deepest, darkest cavern, and there he is, right in front of me. I stared the ugly brute straight in the eye, raised my staff, and I let him have it. Bam! Thwack! Pow! Right in the kisser! Oh, I wish you could have been there to see me. Oh, and then Shadow chucked a Phoenix down and instant killed it. Where's Grandpa? Oh, I think he finally tired himself out from all that jabbering and nodded off. But do you think it's okay to leave it like this, with him thinking I was really hurt? Don't worry about it. If we hadn't tricked him, he'd have spent the rest of his life doing nothing but talk. And even if you were faking, that monster wasn't. I don't know how a man like him ever managed to raise a granddaughter as wonderful as you. Yeah? Well, I don't know how anyone could be as terrible as an actor as you. Strago is probably the only man alive that would fall for a performance like that. What'd you say? Aha, my poor acting skills were actually completely on purpose and not because I lack any professional skills or whatnot. Anyway, Gung Ho is here, just kind of chilling now. How have you been? Everything okay? It's nice to go from Gung Ho being like, you're a disgrace, Strago, to now being a chill guy now that we've defeated the greatest monster that these two men have ever known. Anyway, Strago, are you doing okay? Actually, no, it's Cayenne who is currently on the brink of death. Okay, well, I guess we can go to the inn and patch him up. This is the sound effect, man. It's really funny. I guess real quick before we wrap up for today, as honestly, this is all I really had planned for this episode. Let's go ahead and go try out Grand Delta. Now, obviously, Strago isn't the strongest in terms of magic damage. He only has 51 magic. But still, even with an earring and gold hairpin, the Grand Delta spell should be doing some pretty decent damage, and since it'll be discounted, he'll be able to spam it quite often. So let's just walk around Thamasa for a quick little bit. Okay, we've got Gloomwind and Perusa. I don't think these are enemies I actually have. Let's go and use Lore. Grand Delta's 32 MP. Creates a triangular energy field that ignores magic defense and deals massive damage to all enemies. Go and throw it at them. Grand Delta. Such a cool animation, man. Yeah, 2,600 damage to both of these guys. Now, it didn't kill them, which is fine, honestly. But it's really cool that we have a very powerful magical option for Strago, when honestly speaking, I kind of had defaulted him to being a healer. But Grand Delta will allow him to apply very powerful magic attack damage to pretty much any enemy in the game. This is also kind of not exactly a replacement, but it is an alternative to the Ultima spell that I gave up by not using the Ragnarok as an Esper. So Strigo is built pretty well now. He doesn't even really need like Firaga, Thundaga, Blizzaga, or any of those powerful magic attacks, because Grand Delta is really going to be filling that role without any drawback, really. So it was really nice to be able to grab that right now. But I think that actually concludes it for today's episode. So, next time on Final Fantasy VI, I think we should go to a place that we actually have never seen before, whether it's the World of Balance or the World of Ruin, and finally obtain our final party member. And with that said, I'll see you soon.